Hey everyone, Sloan Artel here. I got a great question recently from a client about mining in the Congo and the extent to which our investment strategies may or may not have any involvement with that. So first let me talk about what's going on in the Congo in case you're not up to date, and then I'll talk about our investment strategies. Um, Congolese mining sites are sort of characterized by forced labor, not great working conditions, and that's before you get to the fact that mining isn't that great for the environment to begin with. And often comes with all sorts of corruption and yada, yada, yada. We do not have any positions in companies that mine in the Congo or any positions in companies that use materials like cobalt to create batteries or anything like that in their products. It's tough to say that we don't have any direct exposure to this because substantially every electronic device on Earth likely has some sort like some thread of copper in it that came from one of these sites. So it's difficult to fully separate oneself from any abomination going on in the world, especially this one because it happens to be so pervasive. But because of the way that we invest here, where in our global opportunity strategy, which is our flagship and the core of everything we do, we pick the stocks ourselves and are able to because of that exercise an unusual degree of oversight on these ethical issues. So we don't have any holdings in that strategy that would put our clients' capital at risk of sort of being involved in this stuff. Now, for some clients, our global opportunity strategy is not a one-for-one fit on its own for everything that they want to do investment-wise. Why is that? It's for long-term investors, right? So if you're younger, you're starting off in the world and you're trying to invest, perfect for you, right? Like if you're just retiring, if you're going to retire in 25 years and you want somewhere to put your money, that's not going to keep you up at night about all the, insane possibilities that are out there, that's a great strategy for you. But for some clients that are closer to retirement or have shorter term objectives, or maybe are newer to investing and want a sort of less volatile, lower risk portfolio, we do sometimes use strategies that are managed by other people, and those probably do have exposure to companies that have some that have some links to this. Now, these are not obscure companies that I'm talking about. It's companies like Apple. I'm recording this on an Apple device. It's very difficult if you're making consumer electronics to fully separate yourself from conflict minerals or unethical mining. And these companies try very hard. So it's not necessarily the case that, we should come down on them super hard or anything like that for some specific reason. Or, it's just that it's inherently nebulous and an ethical gray area when you're making stuff with such a complex supply chain. Now, some of our clients may have some exposure to companies like that through third-party managers or external managers that we use to create their portfolios. Those decisions are not, are sort of overseen here but made elsewhere. And so we don't have as much of an ability to say, oh yeah, absolutely no. But what we do with basically every client is help them understand the trade-off between investment risk and ethical risk, right? Because when you're thinking about something like, how do I get away from all this conflict mineral mining? You're basically saying, okay, I see an ethical risk. That's material to me, and it makes me feel bad, and I don't want anything to do with it. But you also have investment risk to think about. So the sort of process of going, okay, which is more important to me? How do I think about that? And how can I find sort of a productive gray area that helps me feel like I'm doing the best that I can, but also that my kind of long-term needs are being looked after. And that's sort of what we specialize in here. Anyway, I hope that's helpful. And if you have any questions on your mind, please write to hello@ethicic.com, and we'll do our best to answer them, and we might even make a video about it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.